Hello everyone! Today I'm coming to you with something a little bit different. I was meant to do a colouring for you today, however I've done something to the upper back that prevents me from really sort of crouching down and looking at my art. So I've got a couple of Amazon packages that I've just ordered that just arrived on the weekend, and I thought I'd show you what I got. So that way I can sort of keep my back still and you guys still get a video, and I might still be able to test some of this out, but I don't have to get too close. So the first one here is my new graphite aquarelle pencils from Faber-Castell. So these are like water soluble graphite pencils, and I've got this 5-pack just because it covers a really wide range. So I thought this is from HB and then 2B, 4B, 6B and 8B, and I thought that would be really perfect for sort of testing out a little bit of sort of graphite colouring and things. And I've seen these watercolour pencils or graphite watercolour pencils used before, and they look really cool, so I can't wait to test them out. Then I got this one. This is the Derwent Drawing a Chinese White. I keep hearing so many good things about these white pencils, so I thought I really want to test this out and see if it's just as good as everyone keeps telling me. So I bought this one to test out, and hopefully I'll love it as much as everyone else seems to do. Then I've got this other little pack here, so let's see what's in here. Now you may know that I got a few sort of open stock extra pencils. Couple of years ago I bought a smaller set of Prismacolor pencils, and then I ended up buying some open stock pencils to go with it, and I've sort of squashed them into a small Prismacolor tin. However, they don't really all fit. So what I found the other day was one of these little, let's get this out, just one of these little pencil cases. So it's like a roll up the roll thing, that so you can put your pencils in and then roll them up. So it's actually 2 in here. I didn't even realize there was 2, so that is really good. So I got this one here, which is like a long one, which I think was going to be really good if I need to bring just like a limited amount of pencils somewhere. Then I've got this one here. So this is the one that I saw on the picture, and I didn't realize that it came with that little one as well. But this is a much bigger one, so I should be able to fit quite a lot of pencils, as well as like an eraser and everything in here. And then I can fold it up and attach it all, so I can get all my pencils nicely sorted. And then I don't have to rummage around in this tiny little box to try and find this sort of smaller set of Prismacolor that I've got. So this one here just folds up by the looks and snaps in. Let's have a look at the other one, how that one does. So let me have a look. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, so I can't actually, I'm a bit confused here because these little snaps here, one actually snaps shut. It's pointing the wrong way, so I might have to find a different way to fold this thing up. Anyway, I don't think it matters too much. I can always whack like a little elastic or something out of it. So I'm just having a go, see if I roll this up, maybe it will work a little bit better. Maybe I can sort of snap it shut on itself, maybe. Yes, I can do that, but I don't know how that would work when I got it full of pencils. So we will see. I'm still having like as you can see, this one little end bit there that's just facing outwards, which is really strange. Anyway, I want to give these little aquarelle pencils a go. So let's just open this up and we will give it a bit of a tester run. So I want to see like the different shades I can get with this and how saturated they're not colors, so I want to see how the difference are in the values of these. So this is what they look like. So there's only 5 pencils, but I think because you just get sort of every second one, I have a feeling that I'm going to get a really wide range of shades with these. So I'm really excited to be able to test them out. As usual, Faber-Castell, like the pencil here looks like really, really good quality. There's no splits or anything in the wood that I could see. Just sort of flipping them around in the box, and they look nice and scented. So, alright, I'm going to just get I've got this little Winsor and Newton, it's like a visual diary, but I tend to use it if I want to just test out some colours or just do some doodling. Occasionally I'll do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make some little circles just down the page. So I'll use one pencil at a time for each. So one pencil for each circle, and then I think I'll do like a gradient, like a big rectangle down the side as well, just to show like the blending and everything. So let's do this. So I'll just do the circles in the order that they are in the box. So starting with the HB, now I'm just going to go on to the 2B and then 4B, 6B and 8B. So I'll just work my way down, and then when I do my little rectangle on the side, I'll do them in the same order. So I'll just have them then run into each other to kind of blend them a little bit to see how that will work as well. So but let's get onto these circles first, and then we'll do the blending afterwards. Now I have not done any kind of graphite colouring, if you want, or drawing of pictures for probably the last 20 years. So I am completely out of my comfort zone with these, but let's see what we can do. So my plan is to sort of make this into like a slight ball shape. So I want to try to have a little bit of a highlighted area sort of up towards the top left for you guys when you're looking at it, and then sort of have the shade down the bottom and sort of around the edges, just to make it look like it's a more of a rounded shape rather than just a flat shape on a circle on a paper. So I'm just going ahead and adding a little bit more of the graphite around the edges, and then leaving a little bit of a white area so that I can draw a little bit of the graphite into that afterwards, but not too much. So hopefully I will be able to then have that as a highlight when I activate this with some water. So this is, as I mentioned, the HB. So it is definitely a harder pencil, still easy enough to put down, but obviously you don't get like a very dark color. It's very, like the values here are quite light, and I find I need to definitely add quite a few layers to build up any kind of shade whatsoever on this one. So this is definitely a good one as like a base layer where you want the lighter, your lighter areas to be. And I'm really excited to see how much more shading we will get with these, or how much darker we're going to get these other pencils as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the 2B, and then I'm going to go and use the 4B, 6B and the 8B. So I will speed those up because I'm going to do exactly the same thing with all of them, and that way you don't have to watch me do the same thing over and over and over again, but you still get to see the difference in color. managed to do most of this last circle while it was just half out of focus. So I'm doing exactly the same as I've done with the other ones, just getting more graphite on down the bottom of the circle and then having the highlight up towards the top. I will pull it up in a second, but I didn't even realize I didn't have it in camera when I was doing this, so you'll just have to bear with me with this one. So it is time for me to activate these with my water brush. So I've got my little piece of tissue paper on the side here, and I'm just going to use my water brush. I'm just making sure that I've got water coming through it. This is why I tend to use the bigger one, because it doesn't release so much water all at once. I find the smaller one of these tend to get like really wet and I had to constantly wipe, but this one here seems to be a little bit slower in the release, which suits me really well. So I'm just going to start moving this pigment around and see this graphite. I keep calling it pigment, I'm so used to working with colored pencils, but I'm going to start moving this graphite around and see how well it does that and how well we can get the sort of shading and everything in. So I'm just going to do the one layer. I'm not going to bother going back over it. I'm sure that if we do that, we're probably going to get more contrasts and we get more difference in the values, but I'm just going to test these out and see how they work, and that way you guys get to see how they work just with the one layer as well. So I'm liking this already. So this is just the HB one. So I'm definitely been able to pull some of that pigment down to graphite. Goodness me. Graphite, not pigment. But I've been able to pull the graphite down to where I want the darker areas to be. And I've been able to leave a little bit of a shaded area. Not shaded area. I've been able to leave a bit of a highlighted area up on the top. So we're just moving down now to the 2B. So I can already tell that this is definitely darker than the other one. You can tell my shaded areas here are, I've got way more graphite here to play with. The values are more dark, and I'm definitely able to make more of a difference between the lighter areas and the darker areas just by moving the graphite around and adding more water where I want the lighter areas to be. I can definitely already tell that these are amazing. I'm loving how I can get these really nice dark areas. Look at this. And this is only the 4B. So I'm already able to get a nice contrast. I obviously need to practice way more with these to be able to get a really nice and smooth and everything. But I think by waiting for these to dry and then adding a second layer over the top, I reckon we're going to get it really nice and smooth. So, but just look at how dark those dark areas are, and just by adding that little bit more water, I can get a really nice highlight on this little ball as well. So I am really happy so far. I think these are a really, really good investment. I am liking how I can move things around, and the gradient that I think we're going to be able to make with these, I can't wait to get started and try that out as well. So again here I'm just blown away by how dark this is getting. Just imagine doing like a black and white moon with these. Oh my gosh, they're going to be fantastic. I can't wait to really have a good play with these and put them into play with some pictures or something like that. I'm really excited about learning more. I follow a few people on Patreon that have been doing some really cool pictures using these pencils, which is what inspired me to buy them. And I am really excited to have a go at some of their tutorials that they do as well. So this is going to be really cool. Just look at how dark that is down the bottom there. This is really cool. Alright, last one. Let's see how dark this one's going to be. Already, look at that. So I put down a fairly generous amount around the edges, and look at that, it's like nearly black. This is really, really cool, and I think it's going to make some really cool pictures using just five of these pencils. I think will be enough to make really cool graphite drawings and pictures. I think it's going to be great. So I think one of the things I'm thinking is that lightest one, the HP, I think it's going to be a really cool one to draw like backgrounds and things with, because you can kind of easily kind of erase it, especially if you're using them watercolor pencils with those as well, because it'll sort of just blend in without too much color. So compared to, say, the 8B color down the bottom, which is so dark, but oh, this is fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead now and make that rectangle. So poof, there you go. The magic of movies. So I added that little rectangle here. I'm gonna do like a gradient using the same order that I just did, just following it all the way down. So I'm going to start up the top here with the HP and then work my way down and then activate it, and we'll see how well it blends. moment of truth. Let's get this water brush back out again and see how well these blend with each other. So I'm just going to make sure, I'm just going to wipe down because I'm starting up the top. So I'm going to go ahead and start up the top with my HB and then work my way down to my darkest color. Just making sure I've got enough water but that's not overflowing. So obviously here it's nice and light. And then we're going to work our way down. So about to hit the 2B here. So you can see as soon as I hit it, it goes a little bit darker. And let's see. So I'm just going to go down sort of next to each other. We'll see what sort of works best. I'll try a few different ways. And then I'll find out the best way to do this. So I'm just sort of moving the pigment down a little bit, just because it's going to go darker and darker, and I want this to sort of look like it's sort of flowing a little bit into the next one. So let's see. So I'm just going to try not going down like a row. I'll just do the whole thing all at once, which seems to work alright. Just trying to smooth this out a little bit, and we'll see. Keep going further down. So we're now on the 6B, and it's getting nice and dark. Even when I'm moving the pigment down, you can see the pigment that's left is still lovely and dark compared to the one just above it. So I am liking this very, very much. I'm not sure if I should be using them in the like Johanna books and things, but we'll see. I might, you never know. It'll definitely be cool to just try to do some artwork with it as well. Alright, let's go down to the darkest area. So the 8B, nice and dark. Look at that. It is so dark. And up here, I'm getting a little bit, quite a fair bit of water coming out at the moment. Like not as much as my other one that's like flooding everything. But I have had to sort of wipe off my paintbrush a little bit more than what I usually need to do. But look at this, it's blending out so well. It's moving around on the paper, and yeah, it's looking really good. Now this isn't watercolor paper, so obviously it's probably going to warp a little bit, but we'll obviously with watercolor paper it will stay a bit smoother, and it will probably be able to blend it even nicer. I just thought I'd just use my visual diary for this. Now I thought I might go ahead and test out the white pencil. What do you think? I'll let this just have a couple of minutes to dry just to make sure, and then I want to go ahead. I think that bottom circle there could probably use a little bit more of a highlight, so maybe we'll go in and test it out there and see what we get. So I've let it dry for a little while now, and I'm just going to test and just check. Yeah, they feel nice and dry. I think I'm probably safe to put some white down. So this is the Derwent Drawing Chinese White that I keep hearing so many good things about. So I'm just going to add in like just here, just like a little highlighted area, and look at that, that's actually coming through. That's white. That's definitely working. Alright, I'm happy about this. Okay, that was cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit more, and then I might sharpen it, and I'll see how good it is for like small details. So let's try it now on that second to last, and I'll do like a little crisscross here. There we go, look at that. that shows up. You can easily see that. Alright, let's test it out here. I'll just do like a little line just up the center, and it's working. It's working a treat. Alright, I am in love with all of these pencils. So, as I said, the graphite pencils have been amazing. I love how you can move the pigment around and create shaded areas where you want them to be. And this white, oh my goodness, how is that possible? I don't think even, and it's no like waxy, no wax bloom on anything. This is looking really good. I can't wait to use this in my artwork. I want to learn more about these graphite pencils and get used to using them and make some stuff for myself. And that went drawing white. Oh my goodness, that is gonna feature in, I think, quite a few videos from now on. So, you know, go ahead and get one if you don't have one, because the rumors are true. This is seriously the best white pencil that I've ever tried. So I hope you enjoyed this little impromptu unboxing and testing out of the pencils. I'm sorry I didn't have a full picture for you today, but I'll be back next time, so that will be in about 4 days, with a proper picture for you guys and a new tutorial. So in the meantime, take it easy, have a colorful day, and I will see you again next time.